Just yesterday, I got a question from a friend of mine, and he asked me about the new arriving leadership that is sometimes called servant leadership, sometimes purpose leadership or purpose-based leadership, or I usually called it for coaching leadership. And he was kind of asking me what are the new attributes for that kind of leaders in the new organization, or especially in an organization that is about to create the transformation. What would you tell him?
Yeah, that's certainly an interesting question, and I guess people who are in those positions of leadership must be always thinking about and evaluating, how to make things work. But to me, what seems to me important, whether you think about it this way or not, is that we can't with our minds anticipate what's unfolding. There's a temptation in society to try to mentalize the unfolding reality ahead of us, and to try to predict by mental means. And I think the truth of it is that the only way to follow the wave, so to speak, is to feel the energy and follow the energy. That means that when you have to make decisions, that you don't rely upon the mind's logic, because we know the mind's logic wants to stay stuck in the mind's logic. The mind is a maze and will always keep you inside the maze. So you have to step aside and say, the reality that's really here is one where I can feel the energy of things, and I'm looking for where is the energy flowing in a positive way. Where is it? If over here I feel resistance, that's not where I'm going to go. If over here, I can feel that sucking downhill, I don't want to go there. There it is, there. That's reading the energy of the world. I think this is a lot of what ancient people did. They didn't sit around, logically concluding whether they were going to go this way or that way. They would feel it, which way is the most beneficial way. And for leaders then, that means what's most beneficial for the evolution of humanity and the earth. Where is the beneficial direction? To be able to feel that, because I don't think you can find it by logic. You can hold the intention, but you have to be able to accept that it coming in some form that you don't recognize. You have to be there to anticipate that the energy flow is the thing that matters.
Yes. So how do you combine this thinking or mindset with your vision of where you want to be or what you want to create?
Could you ask that another way?
Yes. So how do you combine this mindset with achieving your vision or making your vision come true?
Yeah, well, this is about manifestation in a way, isn't it? Yeah. So what's important in manifestation? I think in manifesting new possibilities, you need clarity within yourself. So doing your own personal work and coming to a point of clarity, so that when you emotionally intend something, you're clear in your feelings. You're not there thinking, oh yeah, but I can't do this, or you're not there saying, I think this is good, but it might be bad. You have to have real clarity in your emotions. And then you have to be able to focus clearly with your mind how the energy is going to come together to form something. And then, that becomes a bubble. That's a limited reality held within a bubble that is the thing that you're looking to manifest. To realize that it's a combination of emotion and thought and energy and everything that you can put into it to give it as much energy as you can, and then to set it off into the world, to release it and set it out there to find its path, because you have to, I say, you have to put your best wishes and intentions in it, and then you have to release it. You know, you can't force it into happening. You have to, you could say, release it to the wave of unfolding creation. And if it's in good alignment, the wave will give it energy and it will grow. If it's not in good alignment, for whatever reason, you know, things you can't see, then it's not going to pick up momentum and grow. But you have to be able to, let go of it at the same time.
So also, I'm thinking that if you are, for instance, an organization, big or small, that you have a vision that you can really feel in your body.
Yeah.
That you feel that this is the way, you can feel it how it will be when you are there, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then you let it go.
Yeah.
And you see what comes to you, so you can go towards that vision.
Yeah. You know, what can often happen is that you visualize this thing that you want to manifest, and it seems very concrete, and you set it off into the universe. You set it off onto the causal plane to find support or other energy. Very often, you have to be ready to accept the fact that it might come back to you in a different form. You know, it seems so concrete and so important when I did this, but now it comes back to me and I realize, oh, I didn't see all the potentials of this.
Yeah.
And
So maybe you need to update your vision to something else.
Yes. Be ready, because nothing is static. Everything's changing. Yeah.
So could one of the attributes for a leader be to hold that vision? With hold that vision, I mean that to make sure that the organization's vision is kind of reinforced sometimes, and then they let it go. And you know the continuous reminding of this is our vision, maybe updated version, let it go. Updated version and let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, you always have to be sensitive to how that vision interacts with the rest of the universe. Yeah.
So you might need to update it concurrently.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it really begs the question of what is our commitment? You know, what do we commit ourselves to? Because, you know, if you commit yourself to a vision that's very concrete and specific, you know, then, you know, you're effectively resisting the dynamic nature of the world and the universe around us. That to hold on to something that's too concrete, you know, is to, you know, try to hold on to a post in the middle of the ocean. You know, it's, you know, the water is moving quite fast. So you have to realize that everything is floating. Yeah.
And it will flow fast and fast.
Yes. And, you know, when you're in alignment with the flow, you're going to travel to some new land.
Yeah, that's a good reflection.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe there's a metaphor here with we can make with ancient navigators. You know, so ancient navigators, before there was instrumentation, an ancient navigator had to be able to connect with the spirit of the waters and the spirit of the sky and the stars. An ancient navigator had to have this, we would say, extra sensory understanding about where they were and where they were supposed to go. They had to connect to the universe and say, yes, I'm going across this ocean, I'm going this way, but I have, it's my internal vision. We steer by the stars, you know, and not because we have maps of the stars, but because the stars are talking to us and they're telling us and guiding us as we go. We connect to everything it is, and when we're connected to everything it is, it's all giving us feedback about where to go and where we are. you know. And so I think all of us in our lives could learn a little bit about navigating our way from that point of view. The earth and the stars are there to give us advice and guidance if we only ask. So let me turn around and ask you a question. Why is this so important to you? What is this to you?
About the leadership, why it's important?
Yeah.
Because I get those questions from companies.
yeah. But it's more than that,
Well, I'm trying to figure out how organization will be organized in the future, and what kind of roles will we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me step back and ask the question another way. Yeah, you're devoting your life to this right now. You think about this, you work through this. Something has led you to having this focus. And if you step back and look at yourself, can you answer the question for yourself? Why am I doing this?
I think my answer is that I want to speed up the shift towards companies that contribute to society.
Yeah.
And to help them to transform.
Yeah.
I believe that mostly we will see new companies that are working in the new way from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's biggest challenge are the old companies that need to transform.
Yeah.
And I guess most of them will not have the courage or energy or will to transform fully. I would say like maybe over 60% will not have the energy and courage. But I think that there are some that will have it and that will make the full transformation. And those are the ones I believe that have a strong vision, that have the courage, and that also understand why. Why are we doing this? Because I think that if you don't really fully understand why and how the world is changing, then you will not have strong intention to create the change.
No. I think in a way it must be a situation for a lot of business leaders now. They talk to each other, and some of them are meeting other people who they understand very clearly, and they're thinking very much the same way. And then they're also meeting people who are thinking so differently. And I think in a way, it must be one of those things. This is about being in a bubble or breaking the bubble. You either get it or you don't.
Exactly.
You're in this larger context of the world, and you understand that you have a role to play in a large, grand context in the evolution, or maybe not. These are two radically different ways of looking at the world, and one of them is definitely breaking apart.
Yes, and I think most companies are still in their own bubble.
Yes.
They change inside the bubble.
Yes.
Like for instance, there's a lot of talk about sustainability nowadays.
Yeah.
And they do change, but they still change within the frame of the old bubble.
Yeah. So this makes me think about healing again, because I've realized a few times that I've had clients coming to me for healing, and it's obvious that they understand they have certain issues in their life, things that aren't working. And then as we're working along, helping them to make the changes in themselves, you come to a point where, you realize that for some people, they don't want to go any deeper. They don't want to change. They want the old paradigm to work better. So it's like, okay, thank you for your help. I'm feeling better now, but I really don't want to change anything fundamental. Thank you very much.
I go back to my old bubble.
I just want the old bubble to work better, and versus people who get to the point where they say, I suddenly get it. I see that I've done this, I've created this, I see now there's a wider world around me, and I'm ready for that. You know, and the bubble breaks open. You know, that's another way in which organizations and evolution at the large scale and at the individual scale are quite parallel.
So what do you think a person needs to have the courage to break that bubble? Is that courage? Is that maybe just pure courage, or is it?
You know, I don't think I know the answer to that question. I observe people, and I try to understand. You know, maybe as a healer, I mostly attract to me people who know that they want to change something. But also, it happens in the process of healing that you develop the self-awareness to suddenly understand your position and understand yourself in a different way, and that opens up other doors. It's a tricky thing. I think maybe it's a stage of life. Maybe everybody has the time at which they're ready to let go of old things, but for some people that time isn't now, and we must be patient.
Gary, let's touch on the discussion we had before, on the fact that we are entering an age with more dimensions.
Okay, let's, if it's okay, what I'd like to do is to close things here because we've had a fabulous discussion.